Hello friends, so in this video I'm going to show you how I switch on and off the Sonoff Bridge, and I'm using this to control, to communicate with sensors, contacts and remotes. So this is the way I do it. So if it works for you, fine. I'll show you how it's composed and how I did it. So first of all, let's see how we're bringing the mains. So we've got a 12-volt transformer, and that is giving an energy that's feeding this this 12-volt UPS. This is a mini backup system. I got it on Amazon for cheap. And what it does, it keeps the mains on even if you haven't got any, so that's good in case the mains go out. That's the point of an alarm, isn't it? It's always got to be working. So what this does, it feeds an RF switch, and this is what we are going to use to control the Sonoff. So basically you get in your mains 12 volts from the UPS. Then I've got a contact here, a normally open, a normally closed contact. I've used a normally open contact, so when it's closed, what it does, it will bring 12 volts to this step down switch. This is like a little transformer. What it does, it will transform the input to a certain output. So I've got 12 volts here and 5 volts here, and the way you achieve this is by this little switch here, this little screwdriver. Turn it up or turn it down. Of course you've got to use a tester so you know what voltage you've got on the outside, and that's 12 to 5 to feed my bridge, because I didn't have a 12, I didn't have a 220 volts to 5 volts, and I just needed one 12 volts transformer so that I could feed this switch and feed the bridge. So that's why I used a 12 volt transformer. So basically what we're going to do is pressing this switch, this button, sorry, what it does, it will close the contact here. This is an RF switch, it's not Wi-Fi, it's RF, and what it does, it closes a contact, the mains goes through here, back, and it will go to the bridge, and it will switch the bridge on. So basically I'm controlling with a little basic RF switch and this little remote my entire alarm system, so I can switch it on and off without having the need of a Wi-Fi connection nearby. So I could switch this on outside the house or wherever I want, and I can control the bridge, switch it on or switch it off. You can also use another device. Instead of using an RF switch, you could use another Sonoff basic or mini or whatever, but then you have to use a transformer or whatever. And anyway, for this video I've hooked one up with a little lamp, and what I did is I paired this single button, with the RF switch, and I also paired the same button with the RF3. And the way you do that is very easy. You just take the mains off one of both. So let's say you take the mains off of this, you pair it with this, then you take the mains off this one, switch that back on, and you will pair the same button with that. So one button, you can control 1 and 2 devices. You can also pair the button with your Sonoff Bridge to let it do something. So let's have a quick demonstration. I've got my phone hooked up here, so there you go. I've got, as you can see, I've also got external lights. This is the RF3, that. Then I've also got a siren hooked up on a Sonoff Mini, but it's without the siren, but it should work. And then I've got the bridge, and I've got hooked up to that contacts appear, so we'll see that in another video. So for now we're gonna use this one button to turn that and that, switch it in order to feed the bridge. So let's give it a try and see what happens. You'll see that the green lamp go on when it's activated. So there you go. As you can see, that went on, the Sonoff went on, and now we're going to wait for the Sonoff to connect to the Wi-Fi, and there you go, it went online, and there you've got your RF3 activated. So when the alarm gets triggered, what happens? The siren and the lights should go on, and I'll demonstrate that in another video. So as you can see, this is quite simple, and I think it's the best method because sometimes Wi-Fi gets messy and you have to turn off a device for it to get online again. So this system of turning it off when you don't need your alarm system will help a lot, because you're going to refresh the Wi-Fi connection of your bridge. And another thing, you're going to, having it off, it will save you the device. In other words, it will last much longer, instead of having a device like the bridge always on but connected to something like that. Let's say that instead of the lamp you had the bridge, that would be always on, wouldn't it, if you had it on that? So I mean, it's better not to cascade this on other devices, in other words. Hope I didn't mess that up. So it's quite easy. So let's go back to what I did. 12 volts transformer, 220, 12 volts, a mini backup UPS, that's 12 volts. I got it on Amazon. It's got an on-off switch, so if I remove the mains, this will continue to work. It won't shut off, and I could just, let's demonstrate it to you right now. There you go. So I've taken it off. There's no mains, so as you can see, it's still feeding my alarm system. Very cheap. So what happens, I'm feeding my 12 volts into this cheap RF switch. It's got 2 contacts, closed and open. It's on the closed contact now, and that is feeding this 12 volts to 5 volts step down switch, and that is feeding the RF bridge. This little switch comes also inside a small box, and I found this on Amazon, but you can find it on AliExpress. It cost me about €2, really cheap. It's got different modes. You can actually do many things with it. That's basically what you can do with this. Is use it for inching, you can use it as a delay, you can use it, it's got seven modes, and what you do, you press this button and set it as you want. I've got it that it goes on and off. Sorry. So every time I press the button, so let's say I want to turn it off now. There you go. Have you seen I've turned it off? And I've got no mains here. Turn it back on. There you go. Turn it back off. Turn it back on. And cheap, simple. Still got the bridge here. I've got my devices in the page. So I was saying about €2 or €3. I got 5 of these for about €5 or less. I think much less. I found this remote on Amazon, about €4. It's very nice, and you can even clone this one. So you can clone another. I think you can 13 or 14 of them. So you could have one for every member of the family, and it's quite good because it's got quite a long range. I've tried it at about 20 meters. It works no problem. So yeah, there you go. In the next video I'll show you how I hooked up a siren to this, and this is a demonstration because I've already got it hooked up. So there you go. Hope you liked it.